Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Olayinka Akanle. I'm a sociologist, I'm a researcher, I'm a lecturer in the university. On this channel, I do a number of stuff, but all the stuff I do, you can easily cluster them to sociology, research, relationship, and migration. And I try as much as possible to drop content on this as regularly as possible. And I've been doing content on sampling for a while now. So kindly go ahead and view my playlist on research on this channel. The video today is on accidental sampling. Accidental sampling. This is a very common method of sampling, but most people do not acknowledge it. This is what actually a lot of people do, but they don't acknowledge it. Just like I said on my video on simple random sampling. Accidental random sampling is also among the most abused, unacknowledged method in sampling. And I dropped the video before this was actually on convenience sampling. And I decided to drop this video on accidental sampling because of these numerous questions and numerous issues people have raised about this. And I think I want to clarify a number of things. I would therefore advise you to view that video on convenience sampling as you view this one on accidental, so that you have total view of the issue about this sampling method. And I'm dropping these videos on sampling so that you can know the different options available to correct some wrong impressions about these methods, and to set the record straight, and to give you all the options and their implications so that you can know the best to adopt and how to defend anyone that you do eventually adopt. So accidental sampling is a non-probability sampling. That is, it is not based on randomization. And you know, some people call it grab sampling. Some people call it man on the street polls or sampling, or men on the street, or individuals on the street. So just to also, sometimes these connotations also may be derogatory or whatever it is. But I just think I'll have to let you know that sometimes it's called grab sampling, sometimes it's called men on the street polls or men on the street sampling, or anyone you see sampling. But this may not necessarily represent what accidental sampling is in technical terms. And I want you to view this video to the end. And I will also show you some issues, that you may find between accidental sampling and convenience sampling. So view this video to the end. When you look at it, I describe accidental sampling as selecting anyone without previous arrangement, without pre-arrangement. Though you must have a priori knowledge of the field. I have a video on research setting, so you must have some basic understanding, basic knowledge about your research setting. This would determine where you go and where you even because your placement also determine where you are going to adopt your accidental sampling. You can adopt accidental sampling without knowing your research setting. So accidental sampling just means you select anyone you see in your research setting without pre-arrangement, but with a priori knowledge. That is, you with previous knowledge of the field. You can't it's not just about standing anywhere. It's standing somewhere before you can pick, because whoever you pick must still be relevant to your study, even though you are picking the person accidentally. For example, your research setting is in New York City in the United States. Can you go and stand in Washington, D.C.? Or can you go and stand in Miami? You will stand, in the right place where whoever you are picking accidentally is sincerely relevant to your study. You want to do a study on criminal behavior or behavior of incarcerated individuals. Are you going to stand in bus station? Sometimes you may have to go and stand in the prison or in the neighborhood of the prison. Or you want to understand the behavior of people in bus stations. You definitely go to stand in a bus station, whether in New Delhi, if it's in India, or you stand in the bus station in Beijing, if in China. So you have to bear that in mind, because when people talk about accidental sampling, it's as if just sampling any other without making any sense. No, it means you are just selecting anyone that comes by without any previous arrangement, And this is very, it's common with journalists, sometimes it's also common with researchers at the same time. And it means you are just selecting anyone exiting a place or passing by a place, a place relevant to your research. And also, you can also do accidental sampling, by picking anyone on social media talking about issues of interest to you, or picking anyone on a YouTube channel, dropping a comment on YouTube channel, anyone on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, or TikTok, or even YouTube, or even on WhatsApp, just picking people. And people say is the same as convenience. I think they are related, but they're not the same. And you have to bear this in mind. I've seen a lot of textbooks, I've seen a lot of write-ups, I've seen a lot of manuals saying convenience sampling is the same as accidental sampling. I think not necessarily. They're not the same. And that's why I'm making this. They're not the same. It's possible, that convenience may be part of why you are choosing accidental. But not all accidental sampling equal convenience. No. Convenience only tells you that you are choosing a convenience sampling because it is easy. Convenience sampling equals ease of getting people sampled. But accidental may not necessarily mean easy. It may just simply means that is the best for you to use. And let me tell you something. Convenience means ease of sampling, but accidental tells you about how. Now look at it. Convenience tells you about why. Why are you using this approach? I'm using this approach because it's convenient for me. It's easy. Convenience. So the convenience sampling talks about why, but accidental sampling talks about how. Yes, how you pick the sample. And this is very important. How are you picking? I'm picking this. I pick my samples. I'm picking my samples accidentally. That is, anyone that just walk across when I'm getting the data, or anyone that just walk across, by chance. Yes, I love that. Anyone passing by, anyone I see, when I enter the community, when I enter my research setting, anyone I meet by chance. So accidental means chance sampling. Anyone that and this can be used because maybe you are talking about people that are hard to reach, or because you are using a grounded theory approach. I have a video on grounded theory on this channel. So you are using a grounded theory approach. You don't have, sometimes, maybe you also do not have a priori knowledge, but you can get information around this neighborhood, you just go there. So anybody that comes your way by chance, so the important thing is to understand all these sampling methods. What is your emphasis? And accidental may be the best approach for you, depending on what you are researching into. So accidental it's not the same as convenience sampling, and it's not necessarily useless, though it's not randomized. And part of the disadvantages of accidental sampling is that it's not random. Therefore, you cannot generalize your findings, and it can give you bias because the person you are picking may not be the best person for you. But it also has its own advantages. I haven't mentioned the disadvantages. It's good for pilot study. It's good for grounded a research that you are doing based on grounded theory, and it can be a first level. Maybe you just want to use it for pilot to understand the field, to understand the issue, to refine your methodology, to refine your instruments for the bigger work or more rigorous work. So it's good for pilot study. It's good for researches based on grounded theory. It's good for as first level method collecting data, and it's easy at the same time. It's cheap. Sometimes it can be easy depending on what your research is, but not all accidental sampling can be considered easy. So ease sometimes is not the only consideration, unlike inconvenience, which is based on ease. So I just think I should correct this impression. I hope you enjoy. You feel free to drop your comments or questions or need for clarification, and I will attend to this. Thank you very much. and click subscribe right now. Tap subscribe on your screen and share this video. Bye for now.